We are back. Not the movie.
Just give it a minute. We are back. A dinosaur story.
Do you remember that movie?
Yes.
I loved that movie. I watched
Same.
it like 5 times.
I bet I
as a
did
kid.
too, but I don't actually remember anything about it. But I remember that I love it because it's dinosaurs.
Yeah, I love dinosaurs.
Same.
Dinosaurs are cool.
Oh, we're up to 4. Let's see. Let's wait just another minute. See how we get the rest of our viewers back. Such nostalgia for that movie.
Yeah, you remember too. I remember the cereal. The with the Smartos
Yes!
and stuff.
Holy shit, the cereal.
I wanted to eat it.
I did too, but we were poor.
Yeah.
Had the VHS and I watched it so many thousand times.
Ooh.
I did not, but I would have if I had it, I bet.
That was one of VH. My grandma, whenever we go to her trailer, she had the cable, so I got to watch like Nickelodeon Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
But she also had a ton of Disney VHSs, but not all Disney. Like obviously there was the We're Back and, oh gosh, a lot of horror movies.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Amanda, you don't remember that movie? We Are Back, a dinosaur story? About like dinosaurs in like a modern city. Modern circa like 1995 or whatever.
And there was like the time traveling guy that was like feeding him the crunchy cereal stuff to get them smart and whatever.
Yeah.
And that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
And then his brother was the circus guy that was kind of evil and
As
doing,
all circus guys are.
and doing the opposite of that to make them more bestial, so he could use them in his carnival of horrors kind of thing. And I just remember relating to the kids because they want to run away from their family, and I was like, and go play with dinosaurs. It's like, yeah, heck yeah, this is me too.
The scary circus man gets eaten by birds.
Yeah, at the end, that's such a cool shot. Oh, and
Always scary to me.
because it's like the dread that he feels is so well animated that you're just like that anxiety of like, oh gosh, it's all around me and there's no one and I'm all alone, and then he's just like suddenly enveloped by them, and then they go and he's gone, and it's like, oh gosh, they ate him so fast, and all of them. And I liked the clown. He was so abused by that guy, and it just made him even worse, like as a character. Like made you hate him even more, love to hate him, you know. And then the clown like always was just doing what he could do to make other people laugh, and he finally at the end just goes all ranty on him and in his face and this long spiel, and it was so satisfying. It's like one of the most satisfying moments of that movie for me is when the clown finally says, "I've had enough of your shit, boss man."
The only thing that is left is his false eye. It's such a well-animated scene.
Yeah. That
was a shot. What was the shot, Cypher? Oh, was it the boob shot that I ended on there by accident? Like,
boob shot?
This one?
That one?
Some boobs and butt. And fear, apparently. That's deeply unsexy.
Yeah. Like, sexy times should be fun times, not scary times. If it's scary times, you're doing it wrong.
Fucking A.
Mm-hmm.
What story? Story's where we went. We went to continue story.
We just, like...
A quiet tragedy is unfolding in Raccoon City, the peaceful home of a pharmaceutical giant known as the Umbrella Corporation. Thrown together by chance, some stuff happens.
Thrown together by zombies! Ugh.
Oh gosh. Oh jeez.
Yeah,
Obviously.
screechy zombies are terrible for the ears. And also, you know, just being zombies, so terrible for your health overall.
Hurts to type? Oh,
was that another one? Oh, get up.
This way. Jeez.
Why wouldn't you be more in a hurry? Like
I can't run any faster.
I didn't mean you, I meant
I feel
the
like I'm very
character.
much in a hurry.
Almost there.
I have to, like, lightly tread while running. Like, I guess being careful about where you're going and so you don't accidentally bump into one, because that is kind of a trope, is that you're running and you think you're away from the enemy and then you turn around and you're like, ha, I'm so ahead of them, and then it's there and you bump into something that gets you.
Oh, invisible wall. Bad place for one. I hate it. Oh no, I'm getting grabbed. Fuck you.
How do we get, is it a gate that we have to get through? Okay.
There we go. Why does it hurt to type? What happened to you?
I hope you're okay,
Right, these guys
Zai.
totally do not understand social distancing,
They
and
do
I feel
not.
like of all the people, they should understand that we're in the middle of a damn plague.
Yeah.
Like, look at them.
Oh, they're the
guys-
hardcore anti-mask
Oh, they're
vaxxers,
those
so they
people.
wouldn't care.
Gross.
Hey, is that a body on the ground there in the corner? Oh, probably, but it's all wrapped up, so it's okay.
I am, KB. I am playing.
Yes, we switched. I do the Horizon Zero Dawn mostly, and you do the spoopy scary time.
If there's a particularly rough fight, sometimes I take over for HZD.
Yeah.
But mostly
Combat's
it's
not my
Rhiannon in the
forte.
driver's seat for that one.
I'm getting better. You saw me strategizing.
You rocked on that fucking Bella back.
Thank you.
I may or may not have cut out part of my index finger with a razor blade while rubbing it off with a paper towel like an idiot.
Ow!
Dude, can relate. We've all been there. The number of stupid cuts I've got for exactly that kind of thing, or trying to catch a falling knife like a dunce, or cooking while very intoxicated.
It happens. And
Not my
that's-
prouder moments, but I can absolutely relate.
I just hope that your heal's okay. That it's not too painful for too long. And if you gotta stop typing because it hurts, I understand.
Mm-hmm.
We're not gonna
I
be upset.
got really bad second-degree burns across large portions of both of my hands one time. My partner at the time was gearing up to make some fried chicken, and she made such fucking good fried chicken. But we both got distracted, and she had left the skillet covered while the oil warmed, just to keep the smoke down in the apartment, and let it get too hot because we both got distracted by whatever, probably YouTube or something. This is years ago. This is literally a decade ago, actually. It was 2011, and it was time to start frying the chicken, so she uncovered the thing, and it backdrafted, immediately ignited, and we had a giant fireball on the stove. So we didn't have a fire extinguisher. There wasn't one in the building. This was Morgantown, West Virginia. Everything is slums. And I didn't have like an abundance of salt or anything heavy enough to cover it with off the top of our heads, so I grabbed that skillet and just ran it the hell outside. This is a high wall skillet, 12-incher, pretty high capacity, so I didn't even get hit by the oil. It just was so hot, and I switched hands twice on the way outside and down the stairs that it basically like melted my skin. And the actual burns sucked. Like, that was unpleasant and painful, but the healing process, people say that burns hurt so much worse when they're healing than they do when they initially happen, and that's absolutely true. I can attest. Having mummy hands for like 2 months, and the horrible pain of literally every tiniest little movement you can make along the way toward anything. But because of the way my hands had to be bound for the healing and everything, I could play pretty chill PC games. So I did so much Minecraft in the weeks that followed that, because it was basically all I could do for entertainment. Active entertainment, you know? Like, I could sit and watch videos or whatever, but I've never really been one to just do that. Yeah, it sucked. I don't recommend it, y'all. Don't get burns. Have fire extinguishers, please.
And Zai, yeah, definitely don't want it to get infected. Like, go clean it and bandage it immediately to prevent any like contaminants getting all up in there. And if you gotta step away from the keyboard, I understand.
That was on my follow-up after the initial emergency room visit for it, like 2 weeks after we went to a doctor for a follow-up, and they unwrapped it, and he looked, and it was like, You've done an excellent job keeping this clean. You've done a shit job keeping it moisturized. You really should be more careful about that, because, oh my god, you must be in kind of a lot of pain, huh? And I was like, yeah, dude, I really am. It sucks.
And then extra so for folks like us with those sensory sensitivities. I'm glad that You made it through that.
Me too. And valuable lesson learned about kitchen safety.
Yeah. Be safe, y'all.
David, Marvin, you there? I found a way out. It's in here.
It's inside your wallet? The way out? Oh, I don't think I'm gonna fit.
Send reinforcements. East hallway.
East hallway, okay. I've been lucky never to have a burn.
I should help this guy.
Out of all the things I've
You've
had.
been through enough stuff to make up for never having had a burn, I think.
Oh yeah, I'm a surgical mess, y'all. Okay. Oh, you signed with typewriters. That's cute.
It's Resident Evil.
I'm still
That's
new
how it
to
goes.
the universe. I only know a little bit of 4.
You saved in typewriters in that one too.
Yeah, but like I don't remember because I was watching somebody else.
Oh, you never actually played for it?
No, I didn't. I think I got a hold of it. They're like, here, try it. This was back when I lived in. What? Oh gosh, who was it that I watched? I think it was my quote unquote stepbrother. Was my mom's boyfriend's son from another relationship, and he was playing it on the GameCube. I want to say. Was it over on GameCube?
Yes, it was.
Okay, then yes, that makes sense because when he'd come over to visit, he'd bring his games and then be like, "Hey, can I use your GameCube?" I'd be like, "Sure," and then I would just watch. I remember the big water thing, the water monster in the lake. That was terrifying. And regenerators, those were terrifying.
KB, same. Big ol' same. Not much of a fan of RE, but RE4 is one of my favorite games ever. Same. I mean, I've got like a long personal history with Resident Evil, but I can't say that I'm a big fan of the series as a whole. But 4 and 7 and 2 Remake are, I mean, I've got a soft spot for Resident Evil in general, and these few are just untouchable classics. I love that they brought this over into this game from Resident Evil 7, is these taped up boxes that, like, you are apparently incapable of simply removing tape from something, and we require a knife. So we can't get rid of this tape until we've got something to cut through it with, instead of just, like, taking the tape off of it.
What if it's really strong tape?
Well, presumably it is really strong tape. That's, I guess, the point. But I find that so absurd in a way that I love, that this tape is just like, it's too good.
But I think of like
It's so strong we can't remove it. But if we just had a knife, we could just be like, oh, stick.
Like, yeah.
And everything's fine. It's fine. It's just tape, y'all. No big deal.
But no, like duct tape. It's pretty.
No, it isn't. You can just peel duct tape
I just
off.
have weak upper body strength.
You don't even need upper body strength. You just need an amount of fingernails, which often is a weakness of mine, I'll admit.
Yeah, I should utilize my fingernails. I keep them relatively short, but compared to you,
Yeah, I cut my fingernails down to the damn quick. I can't stand having fingernails.
I like having just enough that I can scrape things and scratch and scratch and...
Yeah. I mean, I like to have a good scratchiness, but they become like much better scratching agents when they're very short than when they're very long. When fingernails are very long, they're very good for brushing on skin to make nice, like, calming, sort of massagey, tingly feelings happen. They're not very good for scratching because they're weaker the longer they are, you know? Classic adventure game nonsense. No, you can't peel the tape off. No, you can't use any other sharp object. Must use the knife. Exactly. It is such a 90s adventure game sort of trope. Like, nothing else behaves that way, right? Some other games do, but it's mostly games that have obviously drawn inspiration from those old, like, LucasArts games and stuff. Gabriel Knight. Day of the Tentacle.
Day of the Tentacle, you have my attention.
I should have thought twice before I spoke. No, it's if I remember correctly, I feel like I don't remember correctly, but I'm pretty sure that was one of the major projects that Tim Schafer was involved with before he went and started Double Fine and made us such beautiful classics as Brutal Legend and Psychonauts.
Double Fine.
Decapitation!
Hey, wait, what did the statue say? Did we already read it?
It takes a couple of medallions that we don't have yet to open.
Oh.
Okay.
Also, is this the east
Yes.
one? Okay.
Yeah, that's north.
Okay. Didn't know if this was oriented to north, if it, like, north was the door, maybe.
Making use of the map. The map screen is useful for more than just your current location and surroundings. It can also show you any points of interest and items you have found but haven't picked up.
Ooh.
Neat. So yeah, north that way towards statue, gold goddess statue.
Oh.
And then this hallway is next place. So
Sweet. Let's do it. Let's go next place.
look how dark it is in there.
Spoopy.
Am I even aware of all the controls? I know how to shoot. Triangle is inventory, cool. As you take damage, your health monitor in the bottom left will drop from fine to caution to danger. When in danger, quickly heal yourself with a green herb or first aid spray before it's too late.
I agree. Green herb is excellent medicine.
Ha!
What do we got?
Well-worn key. To what, I wonder?
I wonder as
Our
well.
gun, our ammo, our first aid spray, and key. Which is a key item, y'all.
You made me laugh exhaling.
I'm so sorry. That is deeply uncool of me.
Hey, I love you though. It's okay. But now I need to
I love
go
you too.
get more drink to
Oh, yes.
soothe the burn of
Definitely.
caffeine while exhaling.
Oh, flashlight comes on automatically. Cool.
Whoa.
I forgot. I haven't played
so
this
much
game
blood.
since it came out, and I played it within the course of like 2 or 3 days after release. And that was... What was that? Was it 2019? 2020?
I'm not sure.
It wasn't long ago, but it was long enough that I've forgotten a lot of specifics.
Well, we'll relearn the specifics.
Mm-hmm. And maybe this time we'll actually play through Leon's campaign. I always ignore him because, like, baby Leon is just garbage. Later Leon is rad as heck and awesome. I love Resident Evil 4 Leon. I do not love Resident Evil 2 Leon. It's baby Leon. Not my jive. Oof. Oh, these dark hallways with this awesome flashlight. Oh, doors we can't go in. Stuff that might be people on the floor, but we can't tell until it's too late. Oh. What makes that sound, do you think? Oof.
I got to pet Lady Cat. Yay. As much as I don't like how she chews on the wires, I still love her and will pet her.
I wish she wasn't such a cord chewer, because if it wasn't for that, she would be basically a perfect cat. Y'all, I don't know if you can hear Rhiannon. She got to pet a lady cat, and that's definitely, like, lucky.
To pet a cat is a joy.
I mean, not because, like, it's unusual to get to pet a lady cat. Like, that lady cat is very all about getting pets and attention. So it's not, like, unusual or rare. It's just, you know, lucky in general to get to pet a cat. That's just a great thing to get to do.
Oh, I keep forgetting we have that strawberry shortcake ice cream.
Yes,
We should eat that later.
I agree.
No, ice cube down.
That's pretty much standard. 1 out of every 16 ice cubes is destined for the floor.
Huh?
I said that's pretty much standard for ice cubes. 1 out of every 16 is destined for the floor.
I would say 1 out of every 32. Because it's not every single tray we lose one. It's about every other.
I don't know. I feel like it is just about 1 out of every tray.
Maybe we each have different ratios. So for you, it's 1 out of 16. For me, it's 1 out of every 32. So that would make 2 out of every 46.
That would skew it 1/3 in one direction, right?
No, because all it is combining the ratios. So 1 out of 16, and then for me, 1 out of 32. So combined, we have a total of 2 every 46.
They have lights.
No, sorry, 48. So that's 1 out of 24. 1 out of every 24, I think it is. I like math. You know, I like more math. You.
Me, called it. Yeah.
Which is saying a lot, because
Doesn't it feel like there should be more in this room than just turning the lights on? I don't know.
Say again? Oh, maybe you were talking to that American.
I was. Oh, wait, hold on. We got blood smears. I didn't notice that. Oh, a whole guy. There's a whole guy right here. With ammo on him. Cool. This room was worth it. Glad we came in here. Ah. God, she has great hair. I like aspired to hair that voluminous. Look at that. Like, that's exactly what I want my ponytail to look like.
Let me see. Her hair? Yeah.
Like, look at it.
You're a high top.
Yeah, I pull mine up higher than that, but still, like, hers is so just, like, voluminous. Look at it. It's
Oh,
like
yeah,
so
the
much.
luscious...
It's like a squirrel tail, and it bounces. Mm-hmm. Mine might bounce. I don't know. I can't actually see my ponytail while I'm wearing it.
It sways.
It doesn't sway.
But it
Yeah, I
doesn't
do
really-
know it sways. I actually make use of that a lot. Like,
Just like...
in conversation where I kind of like...
Use it like a whip. Whoosh, whoosh.
No, just do the kind of, like, cute sort of head cock move to the side sort of thing so that you can see it, like, woof, out from behind you just a little bit.
Yeah, it's very cute.
Yeah.
I used to wear my hair a lot like her, though, like, with the bang thingies in the front. But not bangs, I do the sideburns and pull a little hair. Here, so here I can
I do the bangs thing when my hair is shorter. I'll pull what I can back and, like, leave
little hanging.
little bits hanging forward, and, like, that does look pretty rad on me.
Now I want to see it.
I would have to cut most of my hair off to make it happen, but
Just wait. Then
Let's
the next
wait.
time that you have a haircut that you decide you want to go shorter, then I'll get to see it. What?
I feel like we ought to take the initiative and, like, shut the water off to this toilet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's knobs behind it. Like, that's how they work.
Yeah. The other ones are fine, though.
More first aid spray.
Heck.
That'll come in useful later.
With all of the stuff going down right now in the city, you think the power would be out. Would that turn off the water?
No. Power and water are completely separate utilities.
But don't you need electricity to pump water uphill?
Most of the water infrastructure is gravity fed,
Okay. So, yeah, it depends on what system.
so the
you use.
pressure is based on that. Like, except for, like, extreme elevations, you really don't need to pump water. Just as long as there's enough water sitting on top of other water, water will make its way up slopes just by way of pressure because of gravity.
Gotcha.
Which is cool as hell.
Yeah.
That we like understand how that works well enough that we can make water distribution that energy efficient. Mm-hmm. Key?
Our key?
Nope. Key does not work.
It says examine. Have we examined the key yet? Oh, does it say storage room key?
Gas
now we
station
know.
storage room. Oh, wait. Did we bypass the gas station? Oh, no. The gas station at the beginning. The very beginning.
Oh, the key that we put in there to get out.
Yeah.
Well, then why do we keep it in case we need it later? If we go back?
We don't have to throw it away. You know what? Come to think of it. Since it's so close, it's taken me forever to get through this hall just because of trepidation, but the actual length of the hall is very short. We can just go back out to the what do you call? Lobby? Foyer?
Uh-huh.
Right? Can we? No, we're stuck in here for now. Oh, there's the universal item box out there that I should have thought of dropping it into, but I did not at the time. It's okay.
That way we keep it safe
Early
somewhere.
days in the game, we probably won't run out of inventory space before we get back for the first time.
Okay.
How soon till you come back to life, do you think? Whoop!
Hurry!
It's a dude.
Open up! Open this goddamn door!
I'll try. Oh my gosh. Don't die.
I'm here!
Open the door! Hurry up! Hurry up! Open it!
Here, give me your hand!
Help me!
He's gonna get leg munched. He's gonna get leg munched. Ah, he got leg munched. Called it. It does. I don't think guarding him now matters. Yeah. Oh, and still alive.
I'm so sorry.
gruesome.
Mm-hmm. Officer's notebook.
It says way out from parking.
So he was trying to get out from the underground, I guess?
Yeah, 'cause there's a big question mark there. And goddess statue. So we gotta get those coin thingies. There's 3 of them, medallions. Then we get to go to the question mark underground, which can lead back up to parking to way out. Oh, and it shows where the medallions are for the other ones, I guess? Or, wait. I think that one's a monkey. Then there's like a horse, unicorn. It's got a horn, so unicorn. And then the goddess statue herself has one already on it.
These are combinations maybe to get each of the medallions that unlock the goddess statue.
Okay. Oh, so that's a lion, not a monkey. I'm silly.
Yes, yeah, definitely. A lion, definitely a lion, not definitely you're silly. Sorry, I didn't. That's not what I meant.
Oh, no. I didn't take it back.
Okay, good.
But thank you for clarifying in case I did.
You're welcome.
Did we close that back down or are they going to crawl through? Okay, it did close back down. Alright, sweet.
We shot his hat off.
Neat.
We shot his head off.
Nice. Partial. Can we stomp him to make sure? Is there like a melee? Melee? I corrected myself. We melee him on the ground with our stomps.
Oh, right, weapon select, okay.
Ooh,
So, but no, there does not seem to be a stomp command.
dang. Stomps are useful. Especially for those of us that don't have upper body strength. Use our legs.
Oh, the lights are somewhat back on. Whoop, whoop, oh geez. Oh gosh.
Oh gosh. Stomp. No, stomp.
Fuck you. Wait, we didn't get the fuse, so this isn't gonna do it. We're gonna have to kill this guy.
Alright.
Hell is up with you?
Not very chill is what's up.
Yeah.
Rhiannon seems to know a lot about stomping things.
Oh gosh, is it getting back up?
Yeah.
Where's the new one? Okay, it's getting back up. I mean, I've got good strong leg muscles.
It's true.
I've done a stomp or two in my day. When it came to like, what do you call it? Feet tapping when you listen to good music. That's the extent of my stomps.
Wait, what? Oh, right. We can board this up if we got stuff to do so.
Ah, we do not.
But we do not.
Does that mean things are gonna slowly all pour in here? As time
They
goes by?
might. I thought maybe we could get out there and...
Oh, it looked like there was 2 options.
Yeah,
so
it
X
did.
and then Y? Or-
Oh no, that's just that here's an interactable. Now here's the button you press to interact.
Ah, okay.
They've all done that so far, so we can't do anything with
Maybe,
this.
can we find boards somewhere?
Yes. And we can't do that. We didn't get the fuse, right?
Oh, look behind. There's maybe one coming through. It made the music that made me scared.
Yeah,
There was
I
something
know.
there.
It's gonna do that to you.
Okay.
This is locked. No, it's not.
It's
No,
the
but
bathroom.
it's the bathroom and we're already in there. So... Oh.
Oh, I hear something. There's 2 somethings. Do those doors close automatically?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Get 'em.
That's a lot of getting to do.
It's only 2 gettins.
Yeah, but we have no ammo.
Oh gosh.
Hell is up with you?
By this point in time, you should understand that it's because there's zombies. Oh, now we can go back through. Yay. Stump! Stump! Reverse stump! Yeah! I mean, that counts as a stomp still, right? Jesus.
Yeah, completely.
You're safe. For now.
What's up, Marvin?
Marvin Branagh.
Thanks.
Obviously someone taught you well.
Yeah, I know how to take care of myself.
Come on.
Highlighted by the fact that she needed help from someone else. Do you need me to get you
Please.
another drink? Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind.
Do you want me to fill it for you or bring you the
Yeah,
can?
that's fine.
So nobody knows what caused
Thank
this?
you.
You're welcome.
There's a lot of theories. But all I know for sure is that this place is crawling with zombies.
Yeah.
Hey, keep that on. Just in case.
I'm not gonna be around long. Once I find Chris, we're out of here.
You really Chris's sister?
Yeah. Why? Did you find something?
He's on vacation. Europe, I think. Left weeks ago.
Vacation? That's great news.
Well, I've got more for you. Looks like there might be a way out of this secret passageway.
Good. Hey,
Oh, that's the same notebook we were looking at earlier.
Forget about me. I can take care of myself.
no. Don't be ridiculous. You're gonna need some help.
Listen, Claire. Save yourself. So you can see your
You know what I forgot to do before I poured this? Put ice in it? No ice. Okay.
Probably
Then
need
I didn't
ice.
forget. I totally did it the right way.
No,
Woo.
I'm not taking that. You're gonna.
And be careful. If you see one of those things, no matter who they were, you can't
Thank you.
hesitate.
You're welcome. I love you.
Take
love
them out
you.
if you can.
Is it possible to do a full run of this, like no shooting? Or do you have to fight things? Are there certain points where you're like, you need to shoot it?
Um,
Hey, we finally get our melee.
yeah, no, there are boss encounters that you have to fight. But it's possible to dodge most of the enemies in the game in pretty classic Resident Evil fashion. Like, you don't really have to fight your way through. I don't think they introduced much in the way of aside from a few bosses. You've been able to avoid most of the fights in the Resident Evil series up until 4. That's like where they started putting like a more pronounced emphasis on the action aspect of those games, and so like there were fights with the Las Plagas that you couldn't like progress until you like in the very beginning of the game, that little village.
With the chainsaw bad guy?
Yeah, the first little like town bit that you couldn't progress through until you finished the fight. But other than a few boss fights, most of the Resident Evil games before that, I won't even say like you could. It was like to your massive advantage through most of the game to avoid fights, to run by enemies where you could, to not engage because ammo was always in such short supply. This game is halfway between those two. Like, ammo feels like it's in such short supply that you will feel like you never have enough ammo, but that it's pretty rare to be so hard up for it that you have to run instead of fighting. They managed to strike a pretty good balance in the normal mode.
That's nice.
I'm sure in harder difficulties it's completely different, but yeah, in standard difficulty it's a pretty nice balance between making you feel like you're always out of ammo without
Actually.
usually ever fully making you ammo-less.
Okay.
Equip on the inventory screen to use. This knife wears down with use and will break when its gauge is depleted.
No.
L1 to ready, R2 to slash can be used to counterattack with L1 when you are caught by an enemy and can only be retrieved once you defeat them. Oh yeah.
Oh, so then you have to shoot them.
Kill them somehow.
Wait, can you kill without shooting?
Well, if
You got another knife?
if the counterattack kills them.
And then you get... Okay.
But yeah, that does add the interesting wrinkle of using it to counterattack to get them the fuck off of you. And then that not killing them and then needing to kill them somehow to get your knife back.
Yeah.
Now see, is the knife the thing or do we have to get specifically like a utility knife? Knife. Regular knife. Cool. Hey, do you have like any ammo or anything for me?
Also, can we help you? You seem to be bleeding now.
Oh, no, he's in bad shape and he will stay in bad shape.
Oh, dang.
Until he dies
turns.
in bad shape. Yeah, yeah.
We need some...
The ace of spades.
The Ace of Spades! The Ace of Spades! It's a good song.
Again, we've been playing Brutal Legend,
Yeah.
y'all, and like...
I went to a concert in San Francisco at... Oh gosh, what was the place called? It was some little hole-in-the-wall place. And Them Evils was playing, and they're a pretty cool band that's got that, like, heavy... They're good on that song. They do TNT... Or no, Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap. That's what I wanted
Dirty deeds
Done Dirt Cheap. Dirty Deeds
done dirt cheap.
Dirty Deeds
And they're done dirt cheap.
You do that better than I do.
Dirty deeds and they're done dirt cheap.
But they also played the Ace of Spades one. And all
I don't
that
really like AC/DC, but
stuff. That's good.
you can't not sing an AC/DC song when it comes on. Green Herb.
Oh.
Because there's a fucking action in it. Oof.
Some blood stuff.
We need a mop, y'all?
And like a wall mop? What would be a wall mop?
I've never been to a concert. I don't think I would enjoy the experience. Too many people, too loud, too much everything.
Oh yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, in almost any other context, that's exactly how I feel about crowds, but concerts are a completely different thing for me. Like, being that packed in with that many people experiencing basically the same thing all together, it's like collaborative motion, and it feels pretty damn good to me.
For me,
Not to say it doesn't go on too long, like most concerts could really end half an hour to an hour earlier than they often do, and I'd be happy. But still, like, the overall experience tends to be pretty pleasurable, provided the venue is good and the acoustics are good, because if it's the kind of place that's too reverberant, very loud amp stacks can like
Sting.
shriek
yeah,
in my
sting.
ear at this horrible particular frequency that when I'm producing music, I like go way out of my way to not edit out, but to really downplay, because it's like there's this perfect frequency range on like the higher end of the spectrum that like it just resonates my goddamn eardrums apart. But as far as like the rest of the sensory experience of a concert, I don't know why, because it does contradict almost everything about the way that I experience other people. It's awesome. I love it.
For me, like,
Get caught up in the everything about it.
yeah, I've always tended to stay on the outside of the crowd because I don't like crowds. I get claustrophobic. Like, oh my gosh, there was this time in Berlin where there was just really high traffic for the U-Bahn, the underground train, subway, basically. U-Bahn in Germany is basically subway.
The metro.
Yeah, and me, Johannes, and Carlos was visiting, and there were just so many people, and it was so crowded, and we knew that all the next trains were also going to be like that, so they're like, let's just get on and go, and I was like, I really don't want to go, and they literally, like, Carlos pulled me in, and against my will, just like yoinked me in, and I had a moment where I just stared at. Like,
That's really fucked up.
Yeah, and so when it comes to concerts, I tend to stay on the outskirts, so that way if I get that overwhelming feeling, I can move away. If you're stuck in the middle of the crowd, it sucks, because you're like, you have nowhere to go.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I relate there to that. Too many people. The loudness, if it's the people themselves shouting, I don't like that. If it's the music, I do like that. Because when I like something musical, like, that vibes with me, that makes me feel good, the resonance...
You can get, like, swept up in it.
Yeah, so I do want that to be that experience. So even though it's loud, and loud can be overwhelming, as long as it's not shrieky, like how you said, being near the amps and stuff, if I can find just that right spot in the venue, I'm good. Oh, ooh, ooh. Whoa.
What? Who's there?
Whoa, how did it get up there? How did... What booped him up there? And also heat. I don't like the sweatiness that comes with being in big crowds and in a small space. Like, that can be overwhelming. Ooh, it fell.
Oh, I bumped into him.
Oh.
Sorry. Half that dude's head. So sorry.
Yeah, he wasn't using it anymore.
He wasn't using it. For me, that's very, again, just like everything else about that situation, it's very conditional. Sometimes it can be overwhelming. Sometimes I can just, like, accept, like, atmospheric conditions for what they are, and...
But yeah, it's
if I'm exhausted and overheated, then that really sucks. But sometimes it's just like, it's out of tot. What are you gonna do?
I would say, out of all the concerts I've been to, I've enjoyed less than I have. Like 2/3 didn't enjoy because of the sensory experience of other people and the venue itself and what was going on. But the few that did feel great, it was like a super awesome experience that I will remember forever.
So I think that one of my things is that, like, I really do enjoy a good mosh pit.
Before my arm break, yeah, I could.
Yeah, see, I don't have that particular thing to be nervous about, which is
now I'm like
massively helpful. I'm not, like, at much risk of injury. Oh, you think so?
Yeah. You feel like you're the bomb zombie, the bombsy,
the bombsy, the zombie,
the bombsy.
I guess it would just be zombie, bomb, zombie, zombie.
I have a feeling
bomb.
that one's gonna get back up.
Oh, it definitely is. They usually do. But anyway,
Yeah,
there
got
it
back
is.
up.
Oh,
What?
the splitter.
What?
I've been waiting to see if we could figure this out, but it doesn't. It's not one channel. Did you hear that specifically? It was in your right speaker?
Yes,
Yeah.
it was.
So it is actually just a three-way splitter, not.
I wish there was slow-mo. I love slow-mo in games.
But anyway, yeah, I like to be, like, sort of nice and, like, tightly packed with a whole bunch of people, and we're all, like, there for common cause, and there with a love of what we're there to see. And, like, this is not like a hardcore show in the Carolinas in, like, 1992. This is not like a bunch of people, like, throwing fists and mule kicking like idiots. Like, nobody's there to fucking injure each other. It's just like this, like,
a good mosh pit.
cooperative sort of benign violence of movement.
There was a Nevermore show I went to in Austin, Texas that was like that, where they had a little mosh pit going because it could only fit about 100 people in there, and I was on the outskirts of it. Even though I was like front, I got as close to the stage as possible because I wanted to experience the music and the entertainers doing their thing. And Attila Voris was the stand-in guitarist they had, and he actually reached out to me and handed me a pic, and I was like, this is
Sick.
awesome. But when the mosh pit started going, I was like, oh gosh, I don't really want to get caught in this, because I don't like people touching me, and everyone was trying to get to the front too, so I was like smushed, like people were ramming me from the back, and that's not enjoyable. I don't want people like touching me too much, but a good mosh pit will take care of everyone in it. Like if somebody falls down, they stop and say, hey, let's get you up.
Exactly.
Like they're aware of the experience of it, a collective thing.
It's like an extreme version of empathy where like everyone is feeling everyone else, and like the first time somebody very near you stops participating, you can't help but be aware of the absence of their movement, and so like
then it becomes chaos.
no, it does not become chaos. It becomes the exact opposite of that. Like when that person's presence is suddenly missing, you're hyper aware of it, and
sorry, I
like
misinterpreted
you
that. My bad.
immediately start looking for them, and if they're simply gone because they removed themselves from the scenario, fine. But if they stop moving because now they're down, everyone in their immediate vicinity stops, lifts them back up, helps them out of the circle if that's what they want, or lifts them up on our shoulders if that's what they want, or just puts them up on their feet if that's what they want. But like I find that like those kinds of things, even though like from the outside, if you're not experienced in it, like it looks chaotic and it looks violent, but actually like it's extremely cooperative and it's extremely empathetic, and I love that so much about a good mosh pit. Like there's no one there who doesn't want to be there, and you know, it's like anybody who finds themselves in a bit of a panic or crisis moment gets immediate attention and care, and I find that really, really inspiring. Like,
That's nice.
you don't see that kind of spontaneous behavior as explicitly in a lot of other situations as you do at a good pit, and I think that that's just, it's weird. It's a strange kind of thing that we would manifest together spontaneously, like to exercise that kind of kineticness and freneticness, and again what looks like chaos, what looks like violence, and is actually like incredibly harmonious and cooperative and beautiful. And it's hard to find like a pure distillation of that kind of attitude than you can find in a good responsive mosh pit, and I love that.
Positive mosh pit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they don't try to rope people into it. Like when you're on the outskirts of it,
No
if
one
somebody
who's
does
in
it,
there
they don't pull you into it.
Exactly. Yeah, no one who's in there doesn't want to be there, and anybody who is in there that realizes they don't want to be there in that moment is guided out. Like it's cool. It's really, really fucking cool. I love it.
Yeah, and like for the aspect of it being a kinetic sensory experience, for those that enjoy that, awesome. Like the whole thing of neurodivergence is we all have our different ways of experiencing that joy. So some people love that, some people hate that. I'm more on the not loving it, but can enjoy their happiness because of my compersion aspect of like I see them enjoying it and go, oh wow, y'all, right on, do the thing that brings you joy.
Yeah.
So like I never like thought bad of anyone unless they did the aspect of like just be swinging and making it
doing
a bad
harmful
time.
shit in the middle of a situation like that. Yeah, definitely. That's uncalled for and uncool, and you're probably the one person in the room feeling that way. On the other hand, in a room full of people who are feeling a particular way about the pit that they're in, the person doing the proper thrashing, the stuff that's going to get other people hurt, is going to get their asses kicked in real short order. They're going to get pounded the fuck down and then tossed out of the pit and probably exercised. What's the word? Excised from the venue entirely for being violent and uncool.
Yeah. Imagine Lex will be a mosh kid. Who's Lex? Lex Luthor? That's immediately where my brain went, was Lex Luthor.
My youngest nephew.
You're the youngest nephew?
Yeah.
Oh.
Lex.
Oh. It's our car that said that. I don't know why I thought that was. It's because right now from our screen, KB and our car have
Very
green.
similar greens, yeah.
Like our car, yours is just a slightly more vibrant green. So yeah, heck, if that's what brings them joy, power to Lex.
The funny thing is, that kid is actually named after Lex Luthor.
Oh, so I was tangentially correct.
I wonder about that, actually, because I could see Lex being really into that, but I could also see him being so overwhelmed by it that he couldn't even approach it. I wonder how he'll feel about that when he's of an appropriate age to get involved in it.
It would if Lex would end up being a mosh kid. Lex, like, I don't know very much about Lex. You know more about Lex than I do, but like maybe finding the folks, like having a friend group that have that similar vibe, and you go together and you do your own little mini mosh pit. You know, like sometimes there are multiple mosh pits going on if it's a big enough venue. That,
Yeah,
like,
true.
Like you've got the more hardcore one over here and the little lighter one over here, and I hope that Lex finds that whatever Lex likes, that others that like that same get together and they get to do a group liking of the thing.
Yes, Lex Luthor and Doc Grayson, because my husband is a nerd.
Who's Doc Grayson? That doesn't stand out to me.
That's Lex's middle name is Grayson. Although that's a Batman reference, right? Or is
That's
it?
what I was saying. Like, who's Doc Grayson?
I actually
as a
don't know
character?
that off the top of my head either. I'm sure we've talked about this before, probably 1,000 times, but yeah, who the hell is Doc Grayson? The more I think about it, the more I'm like, wait, what? Dick Grayson.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, KB, exactly.
Canby, thank you.
Dick Grayson, not Doc Grayson. Did your phone just autocorrect because it didn't want you to say Dick? He needs heavy contact. He gets more easily sensitive when he hasn't hit things enough. And by things, I mean like the punching bag. Yeah. Robin. Yeah. Again. Dick.
I'm gonna use the restroom
Grayson.
again. This soda goes through me. Things go through. So I'll take another sip and then head to the restroom.
Okay.
But I'm gonna smooch you before I go.
Amazing.
I love you.
I love you too, Icy Lips.
Yeah, I just munched on some ice right now, so they're extra icy. Ice magic. Hey.
I will now read this document that we've been staring at for 15 minutes. Record of events. September 25th. We're turning the station into a temporary shelter due to the massive sudden outbreak. All police personnel have been instructed to make the safety of the citizens their top priority. Shouldn't it already have been your top priority? ACAB, as we try to accommodate as many of them as possible. September 25th addendum. One of the refugees attacked us in the middle of the night, resulting in the death of one officer and injuring of 3 others. The person in question was quickly restrained. We believe this was simply a case of someone snapping under the immense stress. Intense stress, I'm sorry. September 26th. A mob attacked the station today, resulting in a number of casualties. A few survivors were able to make it safely behind the emergency shutters, but surrounded as we are, it'll be hard for any of us to escape this place. We're not sure we can fix any of our comm equipment, so we remain cut off from the outside world. This is how you know this is a work of fiction, right? Oh, that's one thing I've been, like, definitely feeling conflicted about in my latest playthrough of Insomniac's Marvel's Spider-Man is, like, Spider-Man is such a narc, and he's such, like, a cop sympathizer, and I'm like, dude, everything you do is extrajudicial as hell. And he makes a lot of references to, like, oh, that's the sound of cop cars coming, that means I'm the hell out of here. Like, you know they're against you, even though you know what you're doing is right, and you don't ever question the legitimacy of the system that puts them in a position of power. I mean, like, not that I'm totally okay with vigilantism either. I don't want, like, one person taking the law into their own hands, but I also, like,
Hell
KB,
yeah, KB.
that
Hell
is...
yeah. A true anarchist superhero,
just-
not the
yes.
anarchism that has been poisoned by the forces at large that want to make it seem like something that different than it
Yes.
actually is, to give it a negative light.
A negative connotation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like with communism, like it's been so poisoned by the ones in power that don't want it to be because they know it would not benefit them anymore.
I don't even know what an anarchist superhero would look like. I mean, I guess it would just be like...
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
It would basically be like it would be a an incredibly hot non-binary person who does the shit out of some mutual aid,
Yeah.
like who spends all their time like feeding people who need food and like, I don't know, or organizing dual power ops. Maybe spends their free time like in a mask, like delegitimizing mainstream media entities somehow.
The real anarchist superhero is all of us that commit to caring for each other. Yeah. There is no one superhero as an anarchist superhero because the whole goal
See, that's
is for us to work together.
Actually, the major struggle in my brain right now is trying to come up with a person like that, what kind of a superhero would look like when like the whole point of anarchism, of like libertarian socialism, is like that no one person can ever be the hero. Like one person can't save us. We can save us if we all work together, if we all like make a concerted effort to do the things we need to do for each other because it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And that we know we can't depend on individual entities to accomplish that for us, whether it's charitable organizations or states. Might be a little bit like Atom Eve from Invincible after she goes off to do her own thing, or like a less cop-friendly Captain Planet.
Nice. I don't know anything about this Adam Eve.
Cosmics!
Thank you! Appreciate you. And also, how you doing? How goes the evening of the Cosmics? But no, I want to know more about Adam Eve.
Adam
I got
Eve from
distracted there for a second.
Invincible. Which thing is Invincible? I feel like I should know that, but I don't off the top of my head.
Things to look into, especially if KB's recommending it and it's something similar to what we're talking about.
Just got home from Canadian Thanksgiving dinner with my brother and my dad. Nice.
Oh, I hope you had a good time.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed that.
What kind of food is in a Canadian Thanksgiving? In American Thanksgiving, there's turkey is the main thing. Mashed
Not in
potatoes,
this
corn.
house.
Nah. Ham.
What we do in this
Ham.
house is not celebrate Thanksgiving, but
Yeah,
because
first and foremost.
it's an excuse to make an occasion out of cooking good food. What I usually do for Thanksgiving, if we have to call it that, is I make a cottage pie, and I make some of the best hash brown casserole and broccoli casserole you've ever had. And Rhiannon has yet to taste any of these things from me, and I can't fucking wait to make them for us.
I can't wait to make you tarts. for
Side
the
character from
Christmassy
Invincible. I haven't read the comic, but the Amazon Prime series was pretty good. What is Invincible, though? Like, I feel like I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. Cosmic says, well, it was not an official Thanksgiving dinner, but we had turkey anyway.
Turkey is pretty delicious.
Yeah.
I like the white meat more than dark meat, which I know is a blasphemy. Just because
It is.
I like that kind of dryish aspect. I know it's wrong. Like most other things, I can't do dry.
You've never said something so horrifying
I'm
to me
sorry.
as you just have.
But I don't know what it is about turkey specifically. It's the one thing that I'm like, yes, I want the driest possible of it. I know it's wrong, but my taste buds, my mouth sensory experience says that it's right for me. So if you want, I'll give you all my dark meat, and you can have all the white, and I can take your white meat, and it'll balance. We'll balance.
I really want to make an I'll give you my white meat joke, but I will refrain. That's as close as I'll get.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You have a long weekend. Well, I hope it goes smoothly, even though it's gonna be a long thing. Like time. What is time? Some things can feel so long when they're so short, and some things can feel so short when they're so long. And
I feel like there's another joke.
yeah.
Anyway.
But I hope you enjoy it, regardless of the time length it is.
Invincible's the series with what if Superman was a fascist? Evil alien invader. You've seen the memes with the man in red and the Superboy in blue.
I have not.
I actually haven't.
I'm not plugged into the memes as I know I should be. Like, as a streamer, you should be, like, on top of the memes, but at the same time, I'm like... I'm not meme intuitive. Most times I learn memes by others showing me a meme that I've never seen and going, what is that? And then they explain it, and I'm like, oh, now I know this particular meme. If I remember to remember it later. I've been practicing with every I didn't retweet about a drawable Fae. But for a drawable Fae, what I do is I like go to the meme template generator website and pick one that I can and that looks interesting, and then look at examples that people have made for it and go, okay, how can I fit this in for my draw on stream? And then that's how I learn a meme. So I have a weekly learn a meme. No? Click the link. Click.
No.
Aww.
Because it'll open it in Chrome at 250% zoomed in, and we won't be able to see it.
Boo.
We'll check it out after the stream.
Okay. So don't close the chat.
Put a meme in Goofs, but it was tricky to figure out. It's meme because of Squid Game. I haven't seen Squid Game yet, so that's not going to help.
Is Squid Game its own game, or is that in reference to...
It's a show.
Oh, okay. I immediately thought of the Squid Game, the game with squid people, where you like paint on the floor to take up area. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, Splatoon.
Splatoon. Yeah, that's when I see the Squid Game, I think of Splatoon.
Think is the main meme the series spawned. Can somebody give me in brief what the hell Squid Game is about? Because I've seen a lot of people talking about it, but nobody's like given me any indication of what it is. They've basically said things like think, or they've, I don't know, made like reference to it, but without ever actually saying.
A Korean death game TV show. Ooh.
I'm gonna need some explanation as to that comment, sir. Like Battle Royale, Hunger Games. Oh, so like, wait, so it's fiction though, like about Battle Royale style
Survivor
show.
win. Is it animated or is it live action?
Live action, as far as I know.
Live action? Okay, so is it choreographed, or is it like each actor does their own thing and whatever?
Well, I mean, it is fiction, right? Like it's.
So it's all like.
It's not like a reality show or a game show, right?
Live action, okay. I imagine because it's death game show that it is definitely not, like, it's fiction, it's not real, but like I'm curious to know how they go about designing that. Like if it's live, so it's live action, so they definitely have to have already a plan in place and design it and be like, okay, this is what's going to happen between these characters. And
live action, fiction, totally scripted. Okay, that's what I thought. So what's so great about it? Because like I've definitely seen a lot of people like just fawning over it, and that as a premise sounds like it could go a lot of different directions, and most of them seem kind of meh to me.
But we'd have to experience it to know how.
Yeah, like I suspect it's going to be the kind of thing that's just like got an inexplicable kind of uniqueness that makes me go, "Whoa!" as soon as I watch it. I'm like, y'all, this is actually the best thing ever in the whole world ever, and but there's like nothing short of actually watching it that's going to do that for me. But if you think you can be the one, please feel free.
Will you be
I
the
want
one?
to know. Anyway, let's finish this document. You haven't seen it yet.
Well, heck, whichever one of us sees it first,
We'll report to the other and do our best to get them hooked.
because, our brains. Like, this conversation will be in the seeds of our mind until we stumble across
Document.
a reference. Document! Okay, go.
A mob attacked the station today, resulting in a number of casualties. A few survivors were able to make it safely behind the emergency shutters, but surrounded as we are, it'll be hard for any of us to escape this place. We're not sure we can fix any of our comm equipment, so we remain cut off from the outside world.
Oh no.
September 27th. There was another clash on the west side of the station around 1 p.m. 12 people died, and there is only a handful of survivors left. Everything is falling into disarray in here. David Ford.
So that was a week, because it said 20th for the first date, right?
Maybe.
I think that's what it said. Can we read it afterwards? After we've already read it?
Yes.
Ah, cool, awesome. 25th and 27th. Okay, so 2 days.
A couple days, yeah.
I was going to say, they had to have had a lot of rations, I suppose, if it was a whole week's worth of time. But 2 days seems more reasonable for, like, oh gosh, stuff is going on and we're trapped. Police station. First floor
map.
Saturated in blood, so it's actually not that useful. Oh, a chain. I'm wondering if the chain, like, do we need specific keys for each of these, or will we eventually get bolt cutters? Bolt cutters are so useful.
Everyone, do get yourself some bolt cutters. That's really good practical advice. Like, for no particular reason, just do it. Get yourself some bolt cutters. You might need them in the near future.
Yeah, you'd rather need it and have it not need it than need it not have it, like, kind of thing, like, just as a backup.
You will need it. I'm telling you, it's a good investment. I'm not saying what kind of timeline that's on, but you will need them. Just
because it's not just chains. Words are hard.
It's not just bolts either.
Yeah, it's not. Like, think of fence.
Many different fences. Bolt cutters are great against. Again, not saying any particular use or who you might need it to do what for or at in Minecraft. Just get yourself some bolt cutters. I'm sure you will find a good use for them soon.
Oh, heck, we got a message.
If I can say one more thing about Adam Eve,
please do.
Having not read the comic or anything about the show before watching it, I thought they were calling her Adam Eve.
I'm sure it's a play on words.
Yeah.
They're going for
it. Definitely. And I mistook her logo as the female symbol with an X over it. I thought she was an NB hero, but no, she's Atom Eve, and her logo is the female symbol in front of an atom symbol.
Oh.
Well, I want to say, oh, that makes sense. And, like, by the way you described it, it does. But I don't know anything about the character, so I'm not really...
But I'm intrigued because science and atoms. Like, I'm sure there's a tie-in there of her manipulating atoms or something that makes me go, ooh. Mm-hmm. Because if you can control the basic building blocks of the physical world...
Then need Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, and that's rad as hell. What you think about? I see you thinking face. You thinking face.
Yeah. Her power is that she is basically a replicator. Oh, sick.
Neat. Neat. We need replicators. We need Star Trek future.
We need Star Trek present. All right.
Yes,
and also making force fields and stuff like that. Yeah, well, I mean, you know.
Yeah, like
hope.
Controlling the atoms around you to create a physical barrier. Like, there's so much you can do with that power. That's one of those versatile anything powers that makes you OP. This is why, there's so many reasons I like ice magic, but ice magic is OP because basically water is in everything, so you can do so much with it. You know, like, to be able to control the change of matter in something that permeates most of existence makes you pretty powerful.
Yeah, it would.
Oh gosh, it makes me think of Castlevania, the Netflix series they did. I can't remember her name, but the scholar chick, she's so awesome. She uses a lot of ice magic.
She goes off on her own and uses her powers to start doing mutual aid stuff after
What?
spoilers causes her to fall out with the powers that be, which is why Anarchist Hero makes me think of her. Nice.
Even more so now I want to
roped
find...
me. I definitely would like to learn more about this person
Heck
and
yeah.
the show that they're involved in.
Should
In
I add
the
it to Smoochie
meantime-
Watching?
Yeah. Actually, you
Okay,
should.
I'm gonna do that now. Thank you, KB. We appreciate the recommendations of potential stories to absorb
Heck yes.
that we resonate with. All right, where are you?
We're always on
Smoochie
the
Watching?
lookout for new things to enjoy.
Oh gosh, look how long this list is. Oh gosh, what was it called again? Sypha! There we go. Thank you, Cosmix. I'm glad that somebody remembered her name because I really enjoyed her character the most out of everyone in Castlevania.
Emphasize that she is not the main character, she's just a
Invis-
side part.
Invincible.
She's just a side part, but the show is worth watching. Invisible.
Oh no, it is
Oh,
invisible.
Invincible.
But that was
Right?
probably an
Invincible,
autocorrect.
not invisible.
You grew up playing Castlevania.
Me too.
Aw, I never did, but like after watching the show, I was really invested in the story and like vampire stuff's really cool.
Yeah, Invincible is the show.
Invincible added, done. Heck, it's on there now. Smoochie Watching.
I have been singing the praises to Rhiannon of Symphony of the Night for a while now, and that's definitely one of the things we're going to be doing soon together. Unfortunately, not on stream, because I've only got it on PS3. Or I should say, I've only got it on PS1, which I can play with my PS3. If we had an easy way to stream it, I would absolutely do that, but it's just not in the cards right now.
No, I have a device. I have the thing that I use to connect the Switch to my computer.
Oh my gosh.
That should still work for the PS3 because it's just HDMI.
I did
thing.
not even consider that. Y'all,
I
we
rarely
might,
use it.
We might stream Symphony of the Night.
Heck yeah. I'd be down for that.
Ah, jeez.
Oh, they did a release on a collection on PS4. Well,
Oh, you'd be on board, huh, Cosmics? All right, well,
Yes.
maybe we gotta make this happen. Wave glow stick.
Smoochie playing.
It's already on there.
Wave glow stick.
It's already on there.
It is?
Oh,
Okay.
yes. It's one of
Let
the
me
first
just put
additions to
this
the Smoochie
phone
playing
back.
list. Symphony of the Night. That makes me excited.
It was a gift from the ever supportive and wonderful close friend of mine, Kenny the Tech Wizard. He's done so much to help me in my survival of the world that I will always praise him in when I can. And in this instance, having that device is wonderful to be able to expand my streaming capabilities. So thank you, Kenny the Tech Wizard, who can't hear me because you're asleep right now in Berlin. But I love you.
Or at least you better be asleep right now.
Yeah.
It's fucking like 3 a.m., sir.
He's been known to stay up
Yeah.
pretty
he
late.
has.
Like we were both like that in Berlin. Like after moving from San Francisco, well, technically Nebraska because we did the hop between. But point is, we both had a terrible sleeping schedule. So I can see him being awake now. But I hope for his sake of being able to do the things he has to do during the day, because he's a very busy person that has a lot going on, and with the bureaucracy of Germany, there's a lot to handle. Again, thankful for him guiding me through that process. I was only able to be in Berlin and live in Berlin through his ability, and Barabel helping us through his not knowing
Definitely.
everything.
Zypher, who has to get up for work in 8 hours.
Oh
Hey,
gosh, you go
at
sleepy!
least that's a pretty supposedly normal number of hours to sleep, so
8 hours are pretty good. Some people need less, some people need more. Depends on, your body. And
there's specific circumstances and
Yeah, yeah.
mood and it's a whole thing. Anyway,
I can get away with like 5 to 6.
okay, so I gotta ask Christopher, have you played Castlevania Lord of Shadows? As a matter of fact, I've got that sitting over there on my shelf. I tried. I know that game got so much acclaim, and I really wanted to like it. And I played the demo way back in the day before the game released, and I was like, oh gosh, it's like Castlevania God of War. That's so rad. I tried to play the full game, and again, I have it on a real disc on my shelf over there. That game was so distractingly handholdy. Like, every new thing that popped up, they wanted to, like, stop me playing the game to explain. Like, y'all, look. I understand how video games are constructed. Like, I know how modern games are built. Like, I get how to do your whole upgrade structures, and I know how these things work. Like, you don't have to stop me every 5 minutes to explain the item that I just picked up. And that got so... I got so impatient with that I stopped. I stopped playing. But I think that I would like to try it again sometime, because everyone says it's such a great game. If I could just get past that bit of it.
Oh gosh,
yes,
Skyward
the case of
Sword.
Skyward Sword.
Oh gosh, the flashbacks. I want to say goodnight to Zai before we get too brain teleporty.
Yes, absolutely. Well, wait, did Zai say he was going to bed, or did he say he should be going to bed?
There is a difference. You're right. Zai also said needs 10 to 12 and only getting 8, so I'm like leaning on yes to go. I should be. Oh, okay. I won't be going to bed. No, okay. I take it back.
Well, I actually might be calling it here and saying that we will be not going to bed necessarily quite yet, but probably jumping off stream pretty soon.
To get in the processes of going to bed.
Yeah, we need to do the unwindy bits.
Do we have a ability to save here, or did it auto save? Should we go a little further to get to a save aspect?
So this game does have manual saving, but I'm pretty sure... I mean, it must have autosaves because we've gone through a whole lot of stuff. So I'm pretty sure if we quit the game, it will bring us back in this room, or close to it. I'm not that worried about it.
Yeah, if we have to go through a little bit more, like, that we've already gone through, it'll be faster to get through because we already recognize it. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, just go here, do this, kill that zombie. And we should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least try, you know? Oh, radio cracklings.
Mm-hmm.
Indistinct radio chatter? No, there's no chatter. We're fine. For those of you that don't know, it started with Handmaid's Tale.
Every time we see indistinct chatter in a thing, we're like, oh no! The fascists! Oh gosh!
They're gonna get you! Oh, is this the thing you were telling me about? The permanent storage? Where you
Yep.
can, like, boop it. Yay, to make inventory
Cool.
space.
Okay, so
And then
here we
typewriter.
go. Here's a typewriter. We'll just overwrite that little save. And saving content. Please don't turn off the system. I wasn't gonna. That would be a weird thing to do.
Yeah, well, we're not in that a hurry, you know, that we're just like, click, go, ah!
Alright, y'all. Well, this has been
Wonderful
pretty
hanging
amazing
out.
and fun, and I'm so glad we had so much engagement. Like, that sounded extremely content makery. I mean, it was really cool that so many of you hung out with us and actually talked and stuff. I love that a lot.
I find this to be a very enjoyable social experience in the way that I socialize, because
Same.
I have time to read and respond, like in
It feels
person.
really like chill and low pressure.
Yeah, IRL socialization has its own sensory experience that sometimes I can't handle,
Yeah.
and so I interpret, process things slower than the average human being. Hence neurotypical versus neurodiverse, and I thank everyone for vibing with me in the way that I vibe.
And also with me.
Oh yeah, it helps that you're here because you're a constant recharger, whereas most socialization aspects
Yeah.
are a drain. Even though I love it, like when I say a drain, I never want that to come across.
Yeah, it's not that
as
like
a negative.
other people are bad or are bad to be around. It's just like it takes it out of you needing to socialize with most people.
There's this constant
It's not
pressure.
like there's anything wrong
that
with them.
builds.
It's just that it's hard. It's just hard
Yeah.
to maintain like the.
You got distracted by
I
his...
did get distracted, yes.
Me too. Hello, ADHD. How you doing?
Yeah, no, it's hard to be physically around other people because it's like you have to respond immediately
most
to
cases.
everything they do, and like my brain just doesn't work on that wavelength. Like I'm capable of a lot in the way of thought, but like when the pressure is on to like look normal, I guess, in front of quote unquote normal in front of other people, like my brain doesn't work with that. It just shuts the fuck down, and I'm not able to like respond to things.
You tend to be the quiet, shy person that just listens.
The person that gets misinterpreted is quiet and shy. I'm not quiet or shy. I'm an incredible loudmouth with a lot of opinions that I'm not terribly worried about voicing most of the time, but I do kind of need a little bit of a buffer between other people acting and me reacting, or else like none of that gets to come out because I'm so overwhelmed by what I'm supposed to be doing or saying or experiencing that it pretty much means I'm and then I become aware that like a moment too much has ticked by, and then
the thing you wanted to say,
I get like caught up in how awkward it probably is that I haven't responded yet, and then like every possible next response gets shuffled out of my brain and I can't think of anything to say, and
you forget what you were going to say, or there's something for me, I don't know if you get this too, but you want to say something so desperately, but there's no room to do it because you don't want to interrupt someone and what they're doing.
And then the moment passes.
But you still hang on to it and you're like, I got to say this thing, and then when you do, and it's not contextual to the 3 conversations ahead that it is from what you were going to say, that people look at you funny or get confused by what you say, and then you have to like explain further, like, oh, this was in relation to such and such, and then they're like, well...
Either that or I recognize that moment has occurred,
and so you don't
that
say
it's passed,
anything.
and then like I have to let it go, and then I have to experience the horrible like unpleasantness and awkwardness and pain of like probably having something pretty meaningful to contribute to the conversation, but everybody else involved is like fully past that point, and it's like, oh well, then I guess nobody's interested enough in this topic to stick with it like long enough to have a real conversation. It was just some passing fancy that I mistook for like actual interest, and then you got to deal with the awkwardness and unpleasantness of like knowing that like no one else around you really cares about the thing that they all brought up together as much as you do, and so it's like
you're causing some
I'm
sort
around
of
a bunch of
strife
people
or...
and I'm alone because like no one else actually cares about the thing. Like it was a passing fancy in a 30-second conversational mashup that I caught on to because it's a thing that matters to me and no one else really is that interested, and it's hard to gauge like because they brought it up so it looks like they're interested, but then they move on from it so quickly that it leaves you with whiplash.
Yeah, social whiplash. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. It's hard. Socials is hard, y'all.
That's why I always say in capital T on the and capital S on social, and then I put the little TM. And I always worry that's going to get it misinterpreted as social bad, but it's just my social. It's different. Like, and it's really cool when people vibe with that. Like Pan, KB, Arcart, Zai, everyone here right now engaging with us, they understand and they won't make us feel bad for addressing that, that they can relate in some way. Like, super appreciate you all for that. Like, I had a conversation with Pan today about how I felt about that, and there's always that anxiety moment because I have the anxiety aspect of my brain, that me addressing my concerns or how I function is going to make someone feel like I'm negatively criticizing them personally, but no, it's just I wanted to say this thing in general. And Pam is always like, you're valid, and hey, I get it, and it almost makes me cry to meet someone like, oh gosh, emotions are happening and they're overwhelmed with those emotions. It makes you feel fulfilled in a way. It makes you feel like you're not alone.
Yeah.
And that even when you have that connection with that person that they understand, so you can be your hermit self, and they go, hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. You can't see it, but I'm tearing, y'all, because I appreciate that so much because I don't have that often. So when you find it, it's a gem that you cherish. Heck. I love you all platonically. I have to add that caveat because you never know when someone's going to say, Rhiannon loves me, now we're besties, and I'll cling on to everything you do, and you're like, no, please, you didn't understand what I was saying. I was just saying about how that's too overwhelming. Please don't do. Oh, gosh. Oh, Onion Ninja. What do you call it? But once we, oh gosh, there's some messages we missed it on here. I kind of want to scroll back up and see what Cosmix is saying in relation to Onion Ninja.
No, Cosmix is saying I spent like 5 to 6 hours with my brother, my dad, and his wife, and I am drained.
Yeah,
it was easier in the car only with my brother, but once we got back at my brother's place and his husband was there, it was weird.
Onion Ninja. I think Onion Ninja probably meant to make me cry.
It's crying, yeah.
Yeah. It's a good cry, though. I love good cries.
Yes.
Oh gosh, the beautiful of loving something so much or feeling so strongly about something that it brings you to tears of joy is a wonderful experience.
That's most of the crying I do is over things that make me feel like that strongly connected to other people or other feelings. Like, I don't tend to get teary-eyed over things that are like very sad. I tend to cry the most over things that are either really beautiful or really strongly empathetic, regardless of the emotion attached to that empathy.
Yeah.
And I like that. Like, that feels good to me.
Yeah. Hey, I love you.
I love you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
And you're welcome back. Aww, touching my face with your hand in the way that's connecting and endearing. Aww. Heck, we should always end Smoochie playing on a love moment. That brand.
Seems pretty on brand, yeah.
Yeah. Side note, this whole time we've been having this conversation, I could only, like, in the background hearing person whose name I can't remember because we just met. Yeah, Marvin, like, wincing in pain and like, I'm so. We're having this endearing, like, awesome love moment, and he's like, I'm dying, y'all.
Well, that seems like a pretty good cue.
Yeah.
We're going to sign off for the night, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
Thank
and
you.
Connecting with us and having good times and chill times and spoopy times.
Heck yeah, gory spooky
No
times.
medical diagnostic or anything that hint I have ADHD or I'm autistic. I
Or both.
feel like I have something similar to it for various reasons. Self-DX is
super
essential.
valid.
We
Yeah.
are
You can
constantly silenced and constantly misunderstood and constantly invalidated by the entire fucking establishment of medicine. It's
a
not
systemic
awesome.
issue. Many medical professionals, that's not a word, professionals, still are new to the topic, and there's not a lot of autistic ADHD experts.
Like representation within the medical community, and so that makes our condition seem like it basically is unreal. It doesn't exist as far as most of them are concerned, and that's a problem. You've got to be able to recognize these experiences in yourself. I do have a medical formal ADHD diagnosis, but not an autism diagnosis, and so
it can be hard.
I think it matters a lot that I've spent quite a lot of time over the last nearly decade reading about the experiences of people who do have formal ADHD diagnosis and thinking that it only lines up with my experience like 50% or so. It's like 50-50. I read people with ADHD and it's like, yeah, totally me half the time, and the other half the time I'm like, I don't know about that.
That's why it's neurodiverse.
Of course, but like, but I'm getting to that.
Okay, sorry.
Ever since I met Rhiannon, definitely a vocal autistic advocate.
I try to be.
Has got me a lot more in touch with a lot of other autistic voices, and reading the experiences of autistic people and going, oh, that explains my whole entire life.
Yeah.
Like, everything makes more sense through that lens than it ever did through the lens of ADHD. And so, like, it seems like the thing that makes most sense is I've got that combined type.
Hashtag autism ADHD cosmics if you want to explore this more.
Autism ADHD, hashtag actually autistic.
Actually autistic.
Search those on Twitter. I bet you will find a lot of people with similar experiences to your own.
I've
will
connected with the
help you
community
feel much less
strongly.
alone, much more understood. Mm-hmm. And like me, I assume you're probably going to have a whole lot of stuff just started making sense moments.
Yeah, and it's how we branch into finding ourselves.
And each other, most importantly.
Yeah, because solidarity is important, especially when you're a marginalized group.
Yep.
Who often people will push down your voice. Like, I've had a lot of people go, why do you talk about that so much? Like, it's really annoying that you're so vocal. And it's like, why is that
like, why is that so fucking inconvenient to you?
Yeah,
like,
it should just highlight the aspect of how marginalized we are.
It just makes you more aware that people like you, people unlike you exist. Like, that other people have experiences that you don't have, and I would like you to take a moment to step back and ask yourself why you find that to be so threatening. Like, what is it about that makes you feel bad, makes you feel anxious, makes you feel whatever it is you feel when you're exposed to people who have an experience that's not like yours, that you feel like you're being alienated from your own humanity by the fact that there are people who don't experience life the way you do.
And that, like...
Really worth questioning, really worth understanding what it is about your environmental and systemic surroundings make you feel like people who you can't immediately relate to are in some way a negative experience for you. Like, that's a thing that shouldn't exist. Like, it would maybe be a little bit too much for you to have to reckon with the ways in which we are systemically undermined, ignored, oppressed. Yes, like, that maybe you, as a neurotypical, whoever you are out there, neurotypical, might have some complicity in that. But understand that that's probably only due to your own, like, lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You're not actually doing anything to actively harm people, but you do need to understand that if you're going to deny the harm that occurs
You're participating.
out of your own discomfort or whatever it is, you are participating in it, and you're doing more to hurt us than the people who know but actively ignore.
Yeah, just like with anything where there's a neutral side to the extremes, if you take that neutral stance, you're enabling
the extreme opposition.
Yeah, the one that's doing the harm benefits from your neutrality because they know you're not going to stand up for the one they're doing harm to. And so yeah, that's why I'm so vocal where I can be, because so many people didn't stand up for me.
Yes.
I want to be the one that stands up for someone who doesn't have that, like I didn't have it. And if I can do a little good, it's better than doing no good, being neutral.
Y'all can't see me nodding my head.
We're nodding our heads vigorously.
Vigorously. All right. That's been your solidarity moment for the night.
Heck yeah, Cosmics,
Heck
thank
yeah,
you.
Cosmics, and we appreciate it a lot. It matters. It really does.
And I try to do it where I can. Heck, Cosmics, I don't know if you see me share about the Fabled Discord I made. That's pretty much, I try to make it as auto-hosty as possible to boost voices of marginalized creators. Like, I stick to the Fae theme because it's something that I connect with. I use my Fae aspect to represent my neurodivergence and disabilities, so I wanted to connect with others that did that.
Yeah.
But ultimately, like, if you feel like you fit in this, if you're neurodiverse, you're disabled, you're queer, like, come in and get boosted, because I, as an individual, can only do so much. But when we come together,
but
as
it's
a
built from the
community,
ground up to be a community support kind of organization. It's about finding people with any tangentially similar tendencies and bringing them together so that we can all support each other as much as possible.
Stand strong against the ones that would do us harm. You know?
It's supposed to be about
Equalizing our voices.
solidarity, and that really matters. You know what? We
do I
do
have a
not
link?
have it on Smoochie Plane.
I can go ahead and...
We will absolutely add that as a command the very moment the stream ends. That's the next order of business. Although you've mentioned it in Otherworld several times. Do you know where off the top of your head what channel?
I don't think I did I post it as an announcement? Check the announcements channel. Just scroll up until you find one that says about the Fabled. But if you want, if you can't find it, if I forgot to
take a
post
quick
the link,
look, but we are going to make it a
I'll
command
DM
on
you
this channel
if you
in
are
like
comfortable
very,
with that.
very soon, just as soon as the stream is over. I will also send you I'll DM you an invite to Fabled
Yeah.
right after this. So if you
It's
don't
super
find it real
important.
quick, you know, we're going to do everything we can to make that accessibility tool more accessible.
Yeah.
But yeah, meantime, we've started to end the stream a whole bunch of times. We're actually going to do it now.
Hello,
Again,
ADHD. How you doing?
how you doing? Again, a big thank you. Founded in announcements. Fantastic.
Great. I'm glad.
Big massive thank you to everybody who stopped by or hung out or lurked or engaged. We really do appreciate all y'all.
In every way you support, no matter what way that is.
It matters to us a lot.
It does.
And it's amazing. And in all likelihood, we'll see you back here in no more than 48 hours, like probably tomorrow, maybe Tuesday. It's going to depend on how we feel tomorrow.
Definitely
but
Tuesday, for sure. If
Tuesday
not
at the
tomorrow.
latest, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see how we feel tomorrow. Tomorrow's Rannon's long stream, so maybe not, but maybe.
Yeah,
Who's to say?
Depends on how much
We
energy
can't
I have
predict how we'll
after.
feel a whole day in advance.
Yeah. Hello, ADHD. How you doing?
Hello, mini burnouts also. Those are a thing. You gotta rest. You gotta rest where you can. Anyway, much love to all y'all involved, and
Hell yeah.
Godspeed.
Godspeed.
Throwing up the horns, you can't see it, but that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Have a wonderful night, and we will see you soon.
Across the internet, wherever that may be.